Hey guys, okay, so this is the very last page, and then all we'll have is, oh, let me get a little closer. Then all we'll have is the cover and the tags. Okay, and maybe a final round of embellishments, but for the most part it's pretty well embellished. Okay, so what I did was I took my paper and I cut it the size that I wanted for this element to be on the back. So I'm going to take this and work off of this and put the book to the side. So we're going to do a what they call a matchbook on this. And the first thing I'm going to need is another piece that's pretty much the same size as this. So I'm just going to flip this over, so I'm making the marks. And I'm just going to line this up. There we go. And mark there, and I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to cut this side first. There we go. Put that off to the side because I am going to need that. And then I'm going to cut this one. Okay, so let's see how well I did here. Good, very good, very good. Okay, so the only thing now that I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the one I just cut, I'm going to get myself a 1/2 inch off the top. Make sure I've got it all lined up in the corners and such. Okay. Alright, now I think I want to do a little 1/8 of an inch. I think I am. Let me add one more score line to that. And I'm just adding an 1/8 of an inch, so I'm doing 3/8. I'm sorry, 5/8. It's a 1/2 and then 5/8. Okay. So now let me get this one folded. There we go. So now it looks like this. Okay. So that is going to go on the top part of this. And now we need to have the little pocket that's going to go around the bottom of this, that this is going to slide into. So we have a piece left over. Now you can do this with different colored paper. I could flip this over and do this, which I might. That might look interesting. I do have a lot of other stuff as well. I've used that a lot. Let's see. You can see I ended up with two of the same. I think that that is what I'm going to end up using. I don't think these are all too small. So let's just go with this. So now I am wanting this to be, so I'm going to mark just a little line here, and I'm wanting this to be, let's see, I want a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, and an 1/8 of an inch, and an 1/8 of an inch. So that's 3/4 of an inch. No, an 1 1/4. Blah. Because 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch is 1, and then 1/8 and 1/8 is 1/4. So that's 1 1/4 inches. So from this mark, I'm going to add 1 1/4 inches, and let me see if I can do that. So all I'm doing is I'm taking that mark, I'm taking my mark, let me see if I can get down on this for a minute so you can see. It's just a quick cheat. And let me darken up my mark here. I think you can see that now, right there. And here is my 1.25 inches. See that line right there? Okay. So I am going to take my mark that I made, put it on 1.25 inches. Now this is the side that I know I need this length. And then 1.25 inches until I cut is going to add 1.25 inches on there. So I'm going to put my mark on 1.25 inches. And so when I cut the rest of this off, I will have my full 1.25 inches that I'm going to need on the paper. I mean for my yeah, got that lot. The full amount that I'm going to need to make all of my bends and stuff, so I'll have it for here. Okay, now how deep do I want my little pocket? Now I want to make sure, so here I'm going to put my paper right, oh man, oh sorry, let me, whoop, woo, get y'all dizzy and sick and everything else. So I'm going to put my paper inside, and there should be about 1/2 inch left, which there is. There's about 1/2 inch here. So I'm going to just going to kind of hold it up here and see how far over. I think that's going to be good right there. So I'm going to make a little mark. And again, where my little mark is, I'm going to want 1/2 inch and 1/8 inch, which is going to be 5/8. So I'm going to do the same thing. I've got my 5/8 mark right here. So I'm going to put my mark, which is right, okay, on the other side though. Ooh, so let me do it up here. Got my 5/8 of an inch right here. I'm going to put my mark. I know I'm not close, but I'm just kind of showing you guys again just so you can see. I'm 5/8 right. Let's see. That's too big. 5/8 right there. Okay. And then we're going to cut. And there's my piece for that. Okay. Now we can put that away and get the scoreboard out. And do some scoring. And scoring stuff. Do some scoring. Okay. So on the sides, we're going to have 1/2 inch. And we're going to have 1/8 inch. And then on this side, we're going to have the same thing. 1/2 inch. Well, I'm going to put it here because it's not exactly. So 1/2 inch and then another 1/8 inch. And then we're going to flip it, and one of the sides is going to have 1/2 inch. Oops. Ah! And let's see, yeah, I think that's still going to work, because that's going to give me a little over 1 inch, yeah. And then I'm going to do the 1/8 inch. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the most inner line here and the most inner line here, and I cut just this side of the line, so I cut off the entire score mark, and then right here. And just cut off that little box where all of those score marks connect up, right up to the point. I'm going to do it again here. And I'm holding it for you to see, so I'm hoping I'm not cutting into my pocket. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to get our score lines scored, and we'll get this puppy going. So I will be right back. Okay, let's see, do I have everything in? Okay, so this is my base page. I'm going to now get some glue on the inside half-inch part of the flap. And put that, just that back part of the flap now. I had a lady ask me on one of my other videos what I use to wipe glue besides my finger. Now this is an old dried baby wipe. I also use paper towels. My favorite is actually men's handkerchiefs, because it's a really thin, light, strong cotton. But I've gone through all of them, and then I put them in a wash cycle by themselves, and then I get them all back and go through the line again. But I haven't put them in their wash cycle for a while. So okay, so there is that bit, and then this piece here. Here's your base page, and I'm sliding, see if you can see that. So all three of these pieces are going to go back here, okay? And that way this slides right in to that, which makes it work like a matchbox, like a, you know, a pack of matches. That's the way I always thought of this anyway. So, okay, so now I need to, I'm getting this where it needs to be, and then I'm going to hold this, and I just want to put glue on the half-inch part, and I'm going to put the two sides down first. Now the hard part is that you got 1/8 of an inch to deal with as well. So I just want to glue down the half-inch flap, not the 1/8 of an inch. I'm lining these two up on the edge. That one fell. There we go. Well, I guess hold one. And now hold the other one. This is the hardest part of it, and probably the part where you'd want to maybe use some of your ATG to get the auto, you know, the stick to happen immediately, and then it will allow the glue to dry. So let's put this down. Sure that I'm still lined up correctly. Yes, okay. And now I'm going to put this back part down. which, you know, because of the way we're doing this, it really doesn't matter that much, but, and I do want to make sure that this is getting squared, that I don't want that to hang, you know, not be squared off at the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna put glue, and actually, this is pretty long trying to get this. I'm gonna put a little bit of ATG on there. I'm not putting it all the way across because I want it to be short enough where I can handle it, and, you know, not have to line up everything. I can line up the beginning part of this all the way in and touch it down. Okay. And then I'm going to just push the rest in and push down with my little bone folder here. Make sure all of it's going all the way in. Now that didn't get all the way to the end, so I'm gonna just kind of grab those and hold on to them for a minute. Okay. Now this isn't going to have a great deal of weight to it. It's not going to, there's not going to be a bunch of movement to it. Basically, this is your movement right here, is this flap going into this. And then what I'm doing is, of course, there's going to be decoration on here or on here. I haven't quite made my mind up. I think I might even utilize these, because I've kind of done these throughout, and I thought, you know, if I kind of built on these and just kind of ran it across, I don't know. So we'll get there. But I'm going to fill these with photo mats. So that's what this back page is going to be. Let me see. I thought I had my other 25. Yes, here it is. Okay, so I have my other 25 right here. And yeah, that's going to fit on there nicely. I think I'm going to take this down to a couple of layers. So it's just a couple of layers, not taking it down a couple of layers. So there. And I think I'm going to glue it on some scrap paper and cut it out. And so we'll have that. And here, let's see now. I want to, let's see, if I kind of start this, I want it below, I want it kind of, I'm going to match this right up with the bottom. Have that right there. Now, let's do a green one. I'm going to match it up on the sides right there. Perfect. Let's see. I think one of these Joy ones can go right here. I'm going to get it matched up just right. Let's do a solid one. I don't really like that. Let's try this one. Well, that one's not bad. And put this one right here. There we go. And I wish I had another green one, but I don't think I do. No, I cut the other ones in half, so this is what I've got. So, let's do this. This, and I'm just going to cut the edge off. And do this. And then I'm going to do this one. This is going to be the top. See, what would this, some of that would be cut off. So I'm just going to do the December memories right there. And then that will look really cute. I think that's really cute. Okay. And of course, if they choose to put a picture over top of that, it's just not going to be that big a deal. But let me get the picture and show you. Yeah, let me get the picture and show you. See, they can put a picture here, and they're still going to have some of it, you know, the pattern anyway. Yeah, they can put a picture like this, of course cut it down. Yeah, so there's lots of different options. Anyway, so I think that's cute. Okay, and this is dry. Let me... This is not exactly straight on the sides here. I'm just going to cut this off. And of course it's got the rounded edges, which I am really still bad at. Well, not too bad there. Okay. Put that, let me cut this down just a little bit more. Down this side here. There we go. Now I think I can get that on there. Maybe a button. Button. Who's got the button? Who's got my buttons? Here we go. Yeah, I think I'm finally going to use a couple buttons. So let me get this glued down. Right about here. A little bit of glue on this. Oops. Let me just lay that right there and see how it looks, how it's going to work. Now, if I would have moved that up just a little bit. There. That'll work there, and this will work here. There we go. And then I'm going to put a clear one over here. Okay, now if you are needing to I am building up to 1/8 of an inch with my scraps here so that I can put this in here. I can push down. There we go. And get this glue to work. There. Now that is super cute. And then I'm going to fill it with, fill this with mats. And that's going to work really nicely. So all I'm going to do is put my glue all the way around and stick this into the book. And that will be the end of my little Christmas mini as far as the pages go. Let me turn it this way so I can see. Okay. Gotta get this piece out now. Oops, I banged it. Okay. Using the ruler to push down in there. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I can slide this in and just check. Looks like everything's good. Oh yes, that's wonderful. Alright, so next I am going to work on the cover, and I'm also going to get all of my mats ready, and then I will show you what I'm going to do, and I'm also going to go through and anything else in the book that I may want to do. But I'm going to get all of my mats prepped and ready for, like, in here and in these pockets, down in here, in each one of these. So, and then I will come back and I'll give you a quick bam 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 of what I did with each one of the mats. I'm going to do my, and I'll attach it to this video. Oh, now are those buttons going to work there? Yeah, okay. I was making sure that this bottom page, this back page, and these buttons weren't going to interfere with each other, and they don't seem to, no matter how I do it, they don't seem to be interfering, so that's going to be good. Okay, so that's it. Oh, I'm so excited. So what we got left again is all the mats. I'll attach the video where I show you how I use all of my scraps to make tags. So any tags, any mats, picture mats, and also doing my cover. That will be the last, hopefully the last video. There might be 2 more. I don't know. It all depends on how in depth I go with that stuff. And it's probably going to be 2 because I also want to go back through and do some more embellishing. Okay guys, but we're done with the pages. Yay! Bye.